Hey there, friends! I just finished reading this fantastic book called How to Know a Person by David Brooks. It's all about how to really see and understand other people, not just on a surface level, but deeply and meaningfully. There were so many great insights, but I wanted to share 10 big lessons that really stuck with me. Even if you haven't read the book, these ideas can help us all become better at connecting with others. All right, let's dive in. The very first lesson from the book is to see the infinite value in every person you meet. It's easy to make snap judgments based on superficial things like clothes, job titles, or first impressions. But this limits how we see people. Each person has immense depth and dignity. As the book puts it, human beings are like onions. We have many layers beneath the surface. There were times I wrongly judged others at first glance. Like my neighbor Bob, who often grumbled about politics when we chatted. I thought Bob was just an angry, negative guy. But then his wife died unexpectedly. When I brought him a casserole, he opened up about his grief and loneliness for the first time. Underneath, Bob had a huge heart and was in immense pain. It woke me up. Now I look for the hurting child in even the grumpiest adult. We have to see past initial impressions to honor each person's humanity. The book says each of us is like a unique work of art that can't be reduced to simple categories. I've tried to catch myself when I'm too quick to label someone and make assumptions. Instead, I look with fresh curiosity about the complex person before me. Even prickly people are worthy of understanding. As the saying goes, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Let's aspire to see others as they truly are, multifaceted human beings with inherent value. The second big lesson is to be an illuminator, not a diminisher. Illuminators light people up with their warm attention. They make others feel visible, valued, and heard. Diminishers do the opposite. They make people feel small and unseen. There's a great example in the book. The author interviewed a 93-year-old woman named Mrs. Dorsey, who seemed very stern at first. But then an old friend named Jimmy walked in and greeted her with a huge, joyful bear hug. He greeted her with so much affection and admiration. Suddenly, Mrs. Dorsey lit up. She was smiling, laughing, seeming like a completely different person. Jimmy's warm attention revealed this vibrant, delightful side of her. I'm reminded of my friend Marie. When I'm feeling insecure, Marie has a knack for making me feel seen. Like when I had to give a big speech and was freaking out. Marie pumped me up, telling me how great I was going to do and how much she believed in me. Her encouragement filled me with confidence and courage. The lesson is that we have the power to illuminate others and reveal their inner light, but it takes intention. I try to catch myself when I'm being a diminisher, writing someone off too quickly. Instead, I look for chances to make people feel visible, valued, and heard. One kind word or moment of sincere attention can make someone's day. Let's aspire to be illuminators who spread light around. The third big lesson is that it's best to accompany people before trying to fully know them. What does it mean to accompany someone? It's about being present with them in casual, gradual ways, taking a walk, grabbing coffee, making small talk. Don't come on too strong when getting to know someone new. Let understanding develop organically over time. Accompaniment is an other-centered way of moving through life. Be patient, playful, and let things unfold naturally. Relax into enjoying each other's company. I saw this during my divorce. My friend John didn't try to force deep conversation or give advice. He'd just invite me on long walks or to grab a beer after work. His quiet presence helped me open up and process things at my own pace. Now, in any new friendship, I give it space to develop slowly. Just showing up matters. There's a story in the book that captures this well. A man named Loren Isley was floating down a shallow river in nature. Instead of analyzing the river, he let it guide him, attuning to its rhythms and moods. That's accompaniment, letting the relationship lead, not forcing it. The book says nothing can be heard in the mind until the situation feels safe and familiar to the body. So I've learned to accompany others first, before trying to dive deep. Don't rush it. Enjoy each other's company and understand that closeness takes time. The fourth big lesson is that each person perceives reality in their own unique way. We all construct our own version of reality in our minds based on our experiences, wounds, gifts, and quirks. Even when we're in the same situation, we see things differently. There's a saying that captures this. We don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. For example, I recently had a disagreement with my sister about an incident from our childhood. I remembered it one way, but she had a totally different memory of what happened. We were dumbfounded. It reminded me not to assume others see the world exactly as I do. Our perceptions are shaped by so many factors. I love how the book describes a person as a creative artist who takes the events of life and integrates them into a complex representation of the world. We create our own version of reality inside our minds. So when getting to know someone, I try to enter their perspective. I ask questions. How do you see this situation? What shaped your views on this? What was it like for you when that happened? Stepping into another's viewpoint opens me up to new understandings. I may not agree, but I can grasp how their life shaped a different reality. My son always reminds me of this. We can look at the exact same event and perceive it totally differently. Our unique lenses shape our own truths. The fifth big lesson from the book is to get curious by asking good questions. It's easy to stick to surface-level small talk, but good questions uncover deeper understanding between people. Move beyond asking, "What do you do?" or commenting on the weather. Ask big questions like, "What was a turning point in your life? What are you wrestling with right now? What's your biggest dream?" Listen intently to understand the other's inner world. As the book says, people are desperate to be seen, heard, and understood. Good questions make that happen. I've tried this more with loved ones, and it led to eye-opening conversations. My friend Tina opened up about her dream to open a bakery one day. I never knew that. Asking with genuine curiosity builds trust and connection. I aim for open-ended questions that give people room to share, and I focus on their experiences versus just stating opinions. For example, instead of, "What do you think about politics?" I ask, "How did your family shape your views about government?" This draws out their story. The book notes that storytelling conversations reveal people's identities and values. So I encourage you to get curious. Don't be afraid to dive deeper with the power of questions. Be present as others share their truths. The sixth big lesson is on cultivating empathy. Empathy is about connecting to how another person feels. It goes deeper than just feeling sorry for someone. True empathy means imagining what it's like to walk in another's shoes, connecting to their emotional experience, not just the facts. The book gives the example of a woman with cancer. She didn't want gentle sympathy or pity. She wanted friends to treat her normally, with fun outings and hilarious inside jokes. That's empathy in action. It's meeting someone's needs in that moment, even if uncomfortable for you. I learned this managing an employee named Todd. I used to get so frustrated with him, but then I learned Todd's wife has chronic health issues, creating constant chaos. My empathy radar was way off. I started giving Todd a flexible schedule and asking about his family. It really improved his work. Developing empathy takes effort, but transforms relationships. Here are some tips. Observe people closely to understand their emotions. Imagine what situations are like from their perspective. Provide what they truly need, not what you would want. Share experiences others can relate to. It also helps to read novels and memoir. As the book says, literature builds empathy by immersing us in other lives. Practicing empathy leads to wiser decisions and deeper connections. It's one of the most valuable skills we can build. The seventh lesson is not to avoid people who are hurting. Being there for them matters. It can be hard when someone is struggling. We might feel uncomfortable or not know what to say. It's easier to just stay away from people who are in pain, but they need understanding even more in tough times. My friend Allie taught me this. When my dad died, I shut everyone out in my grief. But Allie kept calling, stopped by a lot, and just sat with me quietly. Her company helped me open up slowly. Now, when friends suffer, I remember how Allie was there for me. Even if you don't know what to say, listen and be present. The book shares a story about a woman whose husband died. She screamed and cried so much. But her husband's friend kept visiting. He didn't try to cheer her up or give advice. He just kept showing up through her darkest days. His companionship mattered. Another lesson is to be patient. The book says trust grows when we accept people's struggles without forcing deep stuff right away. Challenges will come in every life. When they do, we need to walk alongside our friends and loved ones. Offer your hand when the road gets rough. Remind them they don't have to walk alone. The eighth lesson is that we all create a life story that shapes who we are. Friends can help each other tell those stories. Our stories explain the different events and episodes that happen to us. Stories give our lives meaning, but we rarely share these stories. So people can feel alone, like no one really knows them. My friend John taught me this. I was going through a divorce and felt very lost. John didn't try to give advice. He just listened as I talked through memories from my childhood, marriage, and what I hoped for the future. By telling my story to someone, I better understood the chapters of my life. John helped me see everything that happened in a new way. So now when friends are figuring out big choices, I ask, "What's your story so far? How did you get here? What do you want next?" I listen closely as they share important scenes and turning points. Sometimes they realize new lessons. As the book says, our stories are how we make sense of life and decide what to do next. Telling our stories connects us. By listening without judgment, we help others find meaning. I hope you can share your story with someone you trust, and be present as others open up to you. The ninth lesson is to look for the magic inside each person. Even when they struggle, gifts are there too. It's easy to focus on flaws or what's lacking, but the book inspired me to expect the best in people. My friend Esteban does this really well. While I saw my son Charlie's loudness, Esteban noticed Charlie felt left out at school. Esteban took Charlie under his wing and helped him make friends through baseball. He saw potential I totally missed. We all have gifts, even if they're hidden. As parents, teachers, friends, we can illuminate each other's talents. I try to notice people's sparks, like my shy niece's amazing singing voice that comes out when she forgets to be self-conscious, or my messy friend's gift for creative art projects, though his house is cluttered. We're surrounded by diverse magic. The book says a healthy society needs all types: social butterflies, bold leaders, deep thinkers, careful planners. Each person's personality and talents are needed, but they must be seen and encouraged. So I hope you'll help others shine. Notice their strengths. Appreciate their gifts. Remind them of their inner light when they can't see it themselves. As the saying goes, there is treasure in everyone. We just need the right key to unlock it. The final lesson is that true wisdom means understanding people with care and empathy. I used to think wisdom was about having all the answers or smart advice to fix people's problems. But the book changed my view. Wise people don't tell us exactly what to do. They help us make sense of our own lives. My grandma is very wise. Whenever I'm struggling, she doesn't lecture me. She just listens patiently and shares stories from her experience. Grandma helps me better understand myself. She guides me to find my own solutions that fit my unique situation. Wise people see our flaws, but focus more on our potential. They want to bring out our best. True wisdom also means being present for others' most important moments, the highs and lows. It comes from living fully and having an open heart. Wise people build trust, so we feel safe to share openly. They help us make meaning from the pieces of our lives. Over time, I hope I can grow in wisdom too. Here are a few ways I'm trying: listening without judgment, sharing stories, not just opinions, focusing on learning, not lecturing, believing in people's gifts, being present in good times and bad. The book inspired me to value wisdom over smartness. I hope you'll join me in cultivating more wisdom in how we see and treat others. Please leave a comment to let me know what parts were useful or if you have any other thoughts. I want to keep learning how to have better conversations and relationships. Thank you for watching.